Okay, guys. Just for review, we already covered this point. هلا محمود اشتغل معي اشتغل يلا اوكي يلا سلام. In the previous 2 days we already covered this point, the organization hierarchy, structure, department and the hierarchy, job title, position management, then worker file, including summary and address, contact and details, basic personal information, pair profile, employee financial dimension, then contract and allowances, even GUSI configuration also. Guys, then we start to enter the relatives data and document for the employee and relatives, medical insurance for both also, visa details, bank details, then loan equipment or custody. Then we start enter the daily transaction like overtime, absence, earning reduction, business trip, and loan. Today, inshallah, we'll process the salaries, how to process the salaries, then post to finance. Then we can go for vacation and end of service and pay all of the transaction what we done it yesterday and the previous. Then how to close the month. This is our scope today. The first point is the run salaries. How I can run the salaries. Under journal salaries, we have employee salary calculation. Guys, all of the steps is very clear in the user manual. Don't waste your time or interrupt your attendance to write something, okay? Just focus please, How I can create new salary transaction. Click new, and then select the pay group. I already told you we have pay group rich. Yes. After I finish, I will do it. In each company, we have only one group. Okay. So if I select this group, by default, it will give me this month's date. Okay, as the first month, first day, and the last day. Then I can select the range from here. I will calculate salaries according to what? Workers, so I can select from this employee till this employee. Or categories for specific category. Or department, nationality, sponsor, payment method, all employee in the pay group, random, whatever I need. So I will select employee, worker, from this worker till this one. This last one. Then process salary. If I click OK, the system will process the salary for me. But I will not click OK, and I will delete this transaction because I already have the transaction before. I just open it and press process salary again. So I can process salary many times, unlimited. Okay. After we finish the run the salaries, then we can check it. After we check, we found some difference, so I can enter it, then recalculate again the salaries. See, also I can change on these points the rate, range, process again. it will show me a notification by all of the details in this salary calculation. What is this? We have a couple of employees still in vacation. This employee still in vacation, not came. This employee the same. This is till here still in vacation. This employee number 444722 already in another one, so this system will not calculate for him. So the calculation completed for the active contract processed for 203 of 204. This means we have one employee missed, this employee, because he have another calculation. The calculation completed, and we have 0 of 1 suspended contract. We have a suspended contract from this all. So I will close this one, then I can check one by one from here. If I, for example, I will take this one, go to lines. In lines, I will find some data for this employee. What's the data? Line number. This line number 1, line number 2, line number 3. Just for information, personal number, the employee number, employee name, category, department, payment method. If you select the payment method for this employee, it will appear here. Let me check the employees that I already created. Yes, this one, Muhammad Ahmed. Line number 191. This employee number, name, financial category, finance, payment method, transfer, month days 31. But this employee working, his working days is the 28.69. The absent days 1.31. Vacation days, we don't have vacations. Total vacation days. Basic salary, what is his basic salary? 10,000. Deserved basic salary according to the working days, this amount, and this is the net, including all of the others. Still not paid, and if it paid and post to finance, it have to give me a reflect back by the journal number and journal line and journal ID. Earning, I will find all of the earning, whatever earning you have. Overtime it comes. Vacation salary, if I calculate for him salary vacation and select pay with salary, it will come here. Paid separate, it will go for another way. The same of ticket, if I selected pay with salary. Prepaid allowance, loan amount, if I tell the system, for the system, pay with salary. Okay. Business trip allowances, business trip per team. Other earning 500. The deduction will come here also. Absence, late, penalty, the O2 absence and penalty. Loan amount, if we deduct from this employee something. Business trip advance, GOSI amount, and other deduction. Allowances. Simply we have housing, transportation, mobile, and this is the amounts according to this. This is the financial dimension, what I figured before. Okay.
Yunus, can I ask a question?
Okay.
Before you showed me some errors, no? Some employee didn't generate the payroll. It's how can we find in your list which one is have an error and which one is already generated?
This is not error, just notification. Errors means X, a red X.
Yeah, but anyhow, they didn't generate, they didn't calculate.
Yeah, because he's still in vacation. How can generate the salary during his vacation?
So, it's in the list, but
not in the list. It's not including the list because he already take his salary before going for the vacation. So if I give him again, that means I will give him salary twice, right?
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
So I can check one by one by this way, or close this one, back to reports. I will find something called salary statement. I can select the salary calculation ID from here, or keep it blank. It will give me all the salary calculation. It's only one. Okay. Then, okay, it will generate for me the salary statement for the salary calculation what we done it before. It will give you all of the details for the employee, and also we can print for the employee a pay slip for each employee pay slip in his salary details in one Word or PDF, whatever. First time opening this report, it takes some time because something is done inside SLX. So after we submit, after we check the salaries, and if we found any transaction missed, we can back to the system and enter it, then back to the transaction and process salary again. Okay. Yes, loading. Yes. Here I can find the details for each one. It's six page. I can check one by one. Yes, this is our employee. Employee number, employee name, pay group, department, start date, the employee start date, basic salary, the contract allowances, housing, transportation, mobile, fixed allowance, living, other allowance, then total package, month, days. Till now is the just information from the contract. From here, the fiction in the salaries, working days, absent days, vacation. If you don't enter any absent days, that means this employee already working fine and no issue. Deserved salary, the effective allowances, housing, transportation, fixed allowance, whatever, other allowances, the earning, bonus, overtime, education allowance, total allowance and the earning, deduction, absent penalty, post iqama, whatever you enter, it will come here. If you enter another transaction called, for example, adjustment salary, it will come here. Total deduction, then the last thing is the net salary. If I go down, scroll down to this my employee, this one you will find some transaction. His basic salary is 15, housing 1,000, 500 transportation, and this is total allowances. This is total allowances. Then the total package, how many days, how many working days, whatever we see it in the previous screen, we'll find here. Okay.
Excuse me. Speaking of absence and deductions and adjustment, where do we put this one? Because based on your tutorials, you just got on the payrolls automatically, but you don't show us how to make an absent, how to make. Did
you attend yesterday? We already talked it yesterday. See, now in inquiries, employee, we have employee payslip. In this area, we can print the payslip for our employee. Just click on it, then payslip. It will open for you the payslip in details. What are the details? Employee ID, department, start date, payment method, transfer, bank, name, bank, IBAN, then name, position, report to who. If you need to talk anything, please go outside, because I cannot do like this. Mr. Guyal, can you focus with us, please? Days worked, days of month, absent days, vacation, basic salary, the same, whatever we done it before. The allowances, financial dimension, total package. If I scroll down, I will find the specific numbers. Before this is the contract number, basic and housing. There, the specific according to the days. Here in earning, we'll find it as green. In deduction, we'll find it as red. Then the net be yellow. Sorry, blue. And the loan details should come here. Then I can print it or send it to mail. Just select it from here. Then more option. Then send via mail. Just click. We'll send this as a PDF for the employee. From where we'll take the mail of employee?
Basic detail.
Contract details. Contact details.
Contact details. Personal one.
Okay. Once we finish and already agreed that all things is fine, I will back to the salary, then submit it. Who submit the transaction? Someone do submit it. Huh? You submitted? MashaAllah, all of Bobby did this one. That means all of us, all of you is Brotas, huh? You know Brotas? You know the Brotas? You don't know Brotas? Okay. ده أدب إنجليزي حاجة. أدب قصة مشهورة أوي في الأدب الإنجليزي. أدب الصعيدي، أدب فضلوا عن العلم. ايه؟ ده شغلته الاولانيه، هو شغله الاولاني. هو بيعمل سيدر. لا ده انا لسه عامل جنريت دلوقتي، ما يقدرش يعمل، ده لسه عامله دلوقتي حالا. كان بيعمل ما حدش كان بيتابع. So what you will do now, how you can test this transaction. Each one of you, I will open it again. Each one of you will come in the same transaction and generate it again. Then try to investigate his employee in the system, is there or not, whatever he entered in the system is there or not, and open the report and open the payslip. Please, can you do this?
Make a salary calculation through employee range, example from 009 to 999. How about if we want not range, individual, 5 employee with different range of numbers?
We have something here called random.
Okay. So you can take one by one, right?
Yeah. And another thing, you have also category, and we can also select the category. This one still the same. This one, then calculate. Also, I have department. It will open for you the department list. This one and this one, forever. Then I can select nationality also. I will say calculate for the Saudi or whatever. Okay. Then I can have also sponsor. If I have another sponsor, then I can calculate as per payment method. Find the payment method there. Also another. We have something. But the better one is worker from this employee to this employee. Why? Because sometimes you miss to link this employee by the department. You miss to link it with the category. You miss to link this employee by the payment method. So the best one to don't avoid anyone from this employee to this employee.
Not only it's not working. Because
this is a better one, because sometimes you miss to enter the transaction. That means this employee will not include in the salary. Right? And it happened.
For us, it's not favorable for that one because
man, it happened. I know.
Yeah,
it happened. Sometimes you don't have the information for this employee, so you keep it blank. Once you generate the salary, then you forgot. Then once you generate the salary, it will not pay.
Yeah, but they can create another. Right, you're right. But you can create another salary calculation.
Why?
Because calculation by based on working days.
Bibigyan namin kayo ng formula kung paano kinakalculate. May variables na siya nabasa per site software.
Okay. So once we already done, everything is okay, then submit the salary calculation. That's the step. Osman done it before we check. So submit. So it will go for the manager now to review and approve. If the manager approve, it will go for the next level. If reject, he can write some comments. It will back to the submitter again to adjust and process salary and submit again. Okay?
So no need for the papers.
Sorry?
No need to print something like
Yes, you have any questions?
How about reports?
Sorry? Reports.
If you want to see how much is the total salaries for the month of this
Yeah. In the same report I already shown it to you here. Salary statement. At the end, you will find the total.
Mr. Jonas, please, will you explain one more thing?
Just I reply him. And if you go to the end down, you will find the total. This is the total for each one. And this, and this is the total for net salary. For the salary wages, guys, for the salary wages production for the bank file, from here I can generate them. If I generate it, it will give you the details of the salary according to the bank file. So number, a comma, name, sponsor, bank ID, bank IBAN, but it's blank is because we don't upload it. Then the basic salary, housing allowances in details, total earning, total deduction, then the net. If you need the allowances that came in one figure, we can do it in one figure. But as per the bank file, housing it should come separate, and the other allowances it came in the other field. Then the earning deduction, then the total. We can support this one or to Excel, save it as Excel, then copy, put in your bank file, then generate the salaries. Okay. Any report I can export it to Excel. Any reports. So by this way, every month system will give you this report. You can export it to Excel, then copy, put the data in your Excel sheet, bank Excel sheet, then generate the bank file. It will give you, then complete your process. Got it?
Yunus, Osman here about question.
Yeah, Osman.
Yes, with the same question. But if 1 month we have to give 2 months, 2 salaries, mean to say one employee went vacation and he came back, and we want to give him again the settlement days. Mean to say 15 days he have already took, and we want to give only 5 days more salary. How we will give him?
Yes, system have two ways to calculate the vacation salary. The first way to pay it separately. That means if we create that vacation transaction, I will go for this now. If we create the transaction, then we can pay it immediately. Then this days will affect the salaries. This day will not pay it with the salary. Even the employee still in vacation, that means the same message once that came now. This employee still in vacation, it will come for you. That means not calculate the salary, system will not calculate the salary for him. Till the employee back, I have to enter the actual return date. Then after this return date, start from this return date, system will calculate the salary again for this employee.
Yeah.
So you have to create 2 salary calculation per month. One time at your cutoff date, and another one at the last day in the month, because sometime employee came after you cut the salaries or process the salary. So you have to process for him. So just for to check if there are some employee came or not, just to process salary again at the last day in the month. Okay?
So you mean that if the person is in vacation, they cannot create a timesheet for payroll, right?
Yes.
We have a situation with Firecroft.
Yeah, so with all of our corporate clients, a lot of guys might go on vacation for a week. They're on vacation, they still get paid for that time. So if the charges, say that I was on vacation this week, therefore you can't pay me for that week, but we need to pay me for that week. Like even myself personally, it's like I get a set amount of days per year that I can use. If I go on vacation, I still get paid for that as long as I don't overspend my vacation days. But I just therefore not ever tag myself as on holiday, or the guys as on holiday.
Yeah. In this case, I'm thinking we have the first case is paid separately. The second one is paid with salary. Paid with salary means if you can take your vacation without paying, and once we generate the salary, your salary will come automatically without any deduction. Okay, but it will give you the period that you already agreed in vacation. That, for example, from the 1 December till 10 December. But the remaining it will not give you till you back to the company. If you don't back and enter the actual return date, system will not calculate after 10. Just will calculate the first 10 only, first 10 days. Okay?
How we can give separately with the settlement voucher?
Just a minute, okay?
I can back to anyone's report at any time.
Yeah. You can print any time. Also, if we, just for your information, if we close the month, we cannot calculate the salaries for the previous months. If, for example, now we are in March salary, I cannot generate anything for February.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's the
because we
problem.
have O&M.
You have to go out, please. Go out. I cannot work like this.
Yeah, but they have questions, no? We need to clear their
No,
questions.
no problem. No, you don't something joking from my.
Oh, yeah. Because we have a project, O&M. Sometimes their salaries before 2 months or 3 months, right?
Yeah. That I'm talk about you was this point. The calculation difference than pay. So you have to calculate the salary every month. But you can postpone the pay for 5 months, no problem. But every month you have to calculate the salary for all of the employees.
So every month you need to prepare, and then without payment. And then once you have the money ready for payment, then they will pay.
Yes. Okay. Now this transaction is approved. The part, the coming part is related to finance. Who's finance here? Finance. Yeah. This finance.
And also finance.
Yeah. Please focus with us about this point. After we generate the salaries and approved and all of things is done, we came here to post accrual. Yeah. Okay. After we finish the calculation, then we have to post accrual. Just click on it and OK. It will create for us these journals. I will check. We can check it one by one. Sorry? Okay. Thanks, man. Okay. Now we can check the journal one by one. If I open this one, the first one, this is a salary accrual. The journal will be like this. For each employee, system will create a journal like this one. Basic salary. This basic salary will affect this account and this dimension. If we have dimension, we will contract housing. Will affect rate, allowances, other allowances, fixed allowances, leaving allowances, overtime, earning, absence, then the remaining will be in the accrual salary. Each employee, system will create for each employee a journal like this. Okay, if you go back for another one, you will get similar. See, this employee have dimension now. So his basic salary, his salary is basic housing, transportation only. There is no earnings, there is no deduction, whatever. So it's basic things. Basic housing, transportation, then accrual, and each one of them affected the same account, another account, and the same financial dimension, and so on. This is for the salaries. For the vacation, monthly system will send to finance 6 journal monthly accruals: salary accrual, vacation accrual, ticket accrual, end of service accrual, GUSI accrual, and medical insurance accrual. For the vacation salary, from where we'll get this amount? In the contract already bought in the contract vacation days. How many days in contract? 30 for our employee, 30. So system will get his salary divided to 30, then multiply it on 12, then we'll put the amount here, 12 months. This is the cost of each month, from vacation salary expense to accrual salary, accrual amount.
When do you compute the vacation pay? By basic or by package?
As per your policy, it's I don't remember now, but I already put it as per the requirement here. Okay?
I guess it's gross.
Gross salary.
I think
Gross,
yes. Maybe. So, and so on for each employee, the same journal will come. Also, the same will done in vacation, ticket and GOSI, and end of service and medical. From where we'll get the vacation ticket? From the contract. I already bought for each one how many tickets. Multiply on the amount, estimated amount, divided to 12. GOSI, here we'll calculate for the Saudi 12%, for the non-Saudi 2%, because the 10% will deduct it from salary here.
Yeah.
End of service, we'll calculate the end of service system, will calculate this end of service from the start date till now, then deduct whatever we calculated before. Then put the remaining here. Medical insurance, will take the amount which we already put it in the medical insurance screen. Did you remember this 2,500?
Yeah.
This amount divided 12, then put in each month the amount here. Got it? So this is the monthly accrual. Automatically will came. Okay, now I will go for the vacation management. Do you have any questions about
These
this?
three employees, right?
Yeah.
So what about we want by project?
Yes. See, if you focus on this point, we have something called financial dimension, and this will be cleared with the finance guy who will come here and discuss with you about these points. But each employee already link him by project. Okay. See. In this way, this employee already linked with department, section, region, location.
That's the dimension.
Okay? This is the dimension. Once we post, it will affect in the finance. Then finance, once he generates the salary, will generate the reports of the cost of this project. It will give him a salary of this employee under this project.
Sure.
In details. Okay. So now this is salaries. Do you have any condition or any suggest or any questions? No. I guess this guy have something.
زي ما قلت لحضرتك
ايه
نطلع من هنا نفس القصه لازم حاجه ان احنا
انا من ساعه ما بدات وانا حاسس ان انت متدمر مش عارف ليه. حاسس ان هو ما عادش مركز معاك. What is the status of this user manual? Because the guy is looking for the user manual.
We will provide today.
Today?
Yeah, before they meet.
Today. Okay, for the vacation. Before vacation, we have something called vacation and ticket opening balance. We done this step one time. Once we generate the salaries and upload them. Once we upload the master data and start using the system, we upload the opening balance. What is the opening balance? How many balance for each employee? The vacation ticket, vacation days, visa numbers. If I don't put the balance, system will calculate the balance for this employee started from his joining date. So if I open now any vacation transaction, I will find some of employee have 1,000 days because they now don't have the opening balance. So opening balance, I just fill the name, employee number, how many days, how many tickets, how many visa balance till now. Then we can start system, we can calculate after this date. So I will go for the next point is the employee vacation transaction, and this is your work. You will create new one. How to create new vacation? Just click new. And then go to general. Here it's different than the transaction we done it before. Here we have more details because it's very complicated. Also, the things we will cover it here. It's the same in end of service because it's the same way. So here I will select the employee number. And select the vacation type. We have a couple of transactions here. Vacation type: annual, sick, unpaid, exam, Hajj, family death, childbirth, marriage, emergency. This is the all vacation types in Saudi labor law. Okay. Our example, it will be annual because this is the most point we done it. Annual. Once I select annual, automatically system will give me how many days for this employee according to what? According to what? Contract. Yes. We already mentioned how many days per year in the contract, right? So it will come automatically from here. Pay group. This is the current month. I already opened it.
Can I edit here? Maybe 60 days or 90 days.
Sorry?
Can I change here? Maybe.
No. This is just information.
Well, this is
I will-
the paid vacation.
Yeah.
Not the vacation. Then you have
Till now, I don't do the vacation. Just information come to me. This is just also information. The current month opened. Here I can find or fill the dates. This employee will go for the vacation from this day till this day. Suppose he will go today.
then 60 days.
And they will back after 20 days. Yeah, negative balance is not allowed. How I can check this balance now? Under this point, we have balance. This employee have only 1 day balance. From where? From start date till now.
So if you
So-
want to leave,
Sorry?
if you want to leave, emergency.
60 days.
Yeah, if you want to leave, just go for unpaid or emergency. But for the annual, he don't have balance. So what we can do now? Give him a vacation in next months. For example, in December. See, his balance now is 21. In December, his balance will be 21. So I will give him 20 days. So his vacation before going for the vacation balance before he going for vacation 21. After it's only 1. Okay. Periods. This till this date his working periods in company 11 months, 11 days. Total days 3, 4, 5. Just information. It automatically will come. We cannot adjust on this point. We cannot adjust in this point. Okay? We cannot adjust in this point also. Just this one, I can adjust on it. Okay, so already what employee number and vacation type, then the dates from 2.
Yes.
Okay, only. The remaining will come automatically. Salary information also will come automatically. This is the salary for information for the employee for the 20 days he will leave. So this is a basic, and this is housing, and this is the total salary. Total vacation salary. I can pay it with a salary or separate. Separate. Okay. I will select it separate. Earning and deduction.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Remember before you mentioned that there's two ways to create payroll if guys go on vacation. The first one is in the payroll, and then this is the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Osman, that's your question.
Yes. If I select salary, means this employee, this is your questions. This employee will go for vacation without paying, and salary will come automatically. And if we pay it separately, this Osman questions we can pay for him. Then once we calculate the salary, his salary will not come in the salaries. So, earning and deduction. If we found some earning or deduction, we need to give him with the vacation salary, for example, some bonus or deduct from him some amounts. I will select for him earning or deduction. Let's select earning, and I'll give him bonus for 150, and he have a penalty deduction. Not penalty. Let's do traffic. Traffic by the same amount, so we'll not give him anything. If I back to the transaction amount here, salary information, it will come automatically here the earning, total deduction, and it will increase the amount here. Okay. If I select this one to be 200, it will affect it here, and it will affect here the total. But this one it will be different than this one. Why?
Yeah, this is vacation salary.
Yeah, this is the vacation salary without any deduction, and this the total net amount. Okay. Now I will go for the ticket information. We have to wait for the ticket information. Book the ticket for the employee or give him a cash. To book the ticket, just select if the employee is entitled to ticket or not. Entitled to ticket, just select this one. Okay, and put here the ticket information. And destination ID, it will come automatically from contract. Ticket class from contract also.
Is it possible that we cannot put the ticket info?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah, you cannot change it to come automatically.
No, I mean ticket info. Is it possible that we cannot put?
Yeah. It's not mandatory.
Okay.
It's not mandatory. This will come automatically from the system, from the contract, but it can be changed because sometime my ticket as per my contract to go to Cairo, for example, but I need to go for another England or America, and I will pay the remaining from my pocket. Whatever, okay?
منعين
not cash.
Not cash.
Ticket.
Yeah, a company will provide ticket.
Different destination.
No different destination?
Cairo.
Know what it means?
No. Still trying. 50% cash.
Just book.
Ticket only.
So I will not give you the other solution. I will give you how to put the
New policy.
Okay. As per the contract, this employee have 4 tickets, 2 adult, 2 child, but his balance is 2.354, and here also. Can I give him 2.34? No, I cannot give him a part of the ticket. I can give him only 1 ticket. Okay. Here, if I put here 3, for example, system will not allow me to put negative balance. So I can put here 2 and 2. So I already booked for him 2 and 2. And this is his balance after he takes the vacation ticket. For reference, I will put the amount for adult and child here. The actual. just for reference. Okay, this is the total ticket amount. Till now, I didn't pay the employee anything. Just put the data of the booking, ticket booking. Okay. So I will back again. If I need to pay this amount for the employee, what I can do? Just check here, include ticket price and on to vacation amount. Then back here and put here how many percentage I will pay him from this amount. How many percentage I will pay him from this 9,000? 100%. This amount will affect here. The amount will affect here, it will include here in total. Got it? The amount will come here, it will include here. Ticket, okay? Let's complete by this way. Visa information, if the employee entitled to visa or not, how many visa he can take. As per his balance is 2 only, I cannot give him 4. Negative balance not allowed. Also system, I can tell system to allow negative balance, but this is not my recommendation. This vacation visa new balance, and this is the status. Osman, focus here because he will start asking me after I finish.
Yes.
This is the status of the vacation transaction. Still not paid, still not posted, still draft, and still not submitted. Vacation voucher and journal. This is a voucher and journal reflect back from finance. And note, I can write here unlimited note here. Whatever. Okay. Then I can print it. And in the print I can show the transaction allowances, the contract allowances, employee dimension, earning and deduction, show loan installment or whatever. If I don't need it, just remove it. Then okay. You will see the report.
Please, can you give one more example for annual vacation with 45 days vacation?
45 days?
Yeah, because it's happening on us. We are paying only 21 days, but the actual vacation is 45 days.
Yeah. Guys, can you focus on this, please? Can you focus, please?
Yeah, like
What do you mean with this point?
most of the project, every year they will have vacations. So here we have only 21 days. Why 21 days? In the Saudi labor law, if you're 5 years below, you have 21 days. If you are 5 years above, you have 30 days. In the annual vacation here, that the show is, you can have vacation for the actual date, not more than 21 for the yearly. But mostly, we are paying 21 days. But the actual vacation is 45 days.
Yeah, once we complete, till now I don't complete the remaining, the transaction.
Okay.
Once I complete it, it will cover this point.
Okay, so 45 days with 21 days paid vacation.
Yeah. See? This is the vacation details. Employee ID, department, number, start date, method of payment, bank IBAN, have bank loan or no, name, Arabic name. If we fill the Arabic name, it will come here. Position and profession. What is the difference between position and profession? Comma profession and yeah. Report to. If I fill it, it will come here. Pay group. Last vacation return date. This is just for reference. Basic salary and allowances, and financial dimension and total package. Till now, this is just information came from the contract directly. Down is the transaction details. This vacation started by this day, ended by this day. Expected return date should be in this day. Actual return date is still not back from the vacation. Balance 21. Vacation days 20. The remaining 1. is still not paid, pay it separate. Loan balance, you don't have loan, the note will come here. Vacation basic salary, vacation allowance, vacation salary total, ticket price, total earning, vacation loan, other deduction, the net. Okay, here I will find the ticket details. Entitled, yes, simply entitled. This is the destination and class. Price including, yes. How many tickets as per the balance? How many tickets used? New balance. Working day period. How many period working company? Visa entitled. This is his balance and how many take and the remaining. Vacation allowances in earning and deduction details. Here the signature or something like this. You can print it or you can export it to Excel. Okay? Once the transaction is done, we can submit. The status now is changed to submitted. Once I submit, I have to and approved. This button will appear for us to update the return back. Okay. Now I need from you to enter one transaction for your employee. Please. Try test it. Done a transaction for the vacation transaction for this employee, our employee, Muhammad Ahmed. So I will back to the transaction. Okay. Suppose this employee return it back. Take it and sit back.
Okay, I will.
Please.
It's always,
Okay. I will back to our employee. Suppose this employee return it back late 4 days or whatever he late, he came late. Should not submit. This is not my transaction. Did you create any another transaction with the same employee? Yes. Yes, this is a transaction. Okay. Suppose this employee return it back late for 2-3 days. Someone update return. Who for this employee? Who's update the return? Who's update the return, guys?
Yes, excuse me. Because the projector.
Yeah. Don't play in my transaction. You can play in your transaction. June. Yeah. This employee last date, it should be March 30, and expected return date, it should be 31. So once I came here to update return date, update return date, automatically it will come here to actual return date. I can change it or keep it the same. If the employee returned in the same time, just update. If the employee late, you can select another day. Suppose this employee late 3 days. What is the action you need to take it for these days? I will take action, for example, for the 2 days only. The last one, remove it. Or only I will take action for 1 day. Or I will not take any action, just 0, put 0, then update. But the logic to take the action on the 3 days. So I put 3. Then what is the action I needed? I have a list here. Create sick leave, or unpaid leave, or absence, or deducted from the vacation balance if he have balance, or deducted from next balance if the employee don't have balance. So let's try to do absence, for example. Once I select the absence, you have to select the absence type from here. Legal or illegal or late, whatever. If you select unpaid leave, from here you have to select the unpaid leave transaction. The same, if I select also sick leave, I have to select the sick leave from here. Let's test this one. If I update now, okay, now system already create transaction by legal absence 3 days. If I back to the transaction now, absent transaction, I will find an O2 transaction 3 days. 3 days coming automatically and approved, and the source type is O2. The others, the source type is manual. Okay, can you test this please? Return date, you will back to the vacation transaction, then select the vacation transaction, edit, then update return, then select what is both the actual return date, how many action days, then the transaction what you need. Guys, suppose this employee back late and you create for him unpaid leave. I will this is your questions, guys. Can you repeat the question here? This employee take 20 days annual leave, and the remaining will be unpaid leave.
Okay. So what's the solution for
the solution? If the employee,
I think earlier we have a question that mostly in our project we will pay 21 days, but the actual vacation is 45 days. So he will tell you the answer.
Yeah, suppose that we have an employee will go for 20 days annual leave, and 20 days unpaid leave. So So what we will do in this point, we'll enter only the annual leave. One transaction, annual leave. Once I will be back, I will enter the actual return date, and the remaining will consider it as unpaid leave or absence, whatever the action. Okay? Let's do in this employee or this transaction. This transaction, the employee go from this date and back in this date for 61 days paid because he have balance. Okay, so we'll update return now. Suppose this employee back after, sorry? Yeah.
Also for the paragraph, you have a question that when
Just
the person...
finish this question, then
It will also answer that question. So for the paragraph, your question is if they have, you're not paying vacation money, right? So here, there's an action here that for when you went to vacation, example on 15th of the month, you will get your 15th of the month. But when you will come back on 30 and you want to take the 16th up to 30, the action here will be, you will not put a return action. The action here will be 0, no? Yeah. No, action days. Sorry.
Yeah.
Action days will be 0, so that you can generate this payroll from 16 to 31, right?
No.
No?
System will not calculate salary till this actual return date. If you put the actual return date there, 6/28, that means this employee will not take salary till this date. After this date, will take salary.
After 28.
Huh?
After 28.
If you need to give him salary for this period, 28, just put the actual return date as the same. Actual return date.
So the actual return date will be the same of the
end date.
The end date?
Or plus one. It should be 30.
So that they can generate the timing.
They can generate the time.
But the record will be messed up.
Why?
Because we will lose the exact vacation date that he took. Right? So we don't know that he already went for vacations. For how many days?
See, as I understand from you now, if the employee go on the first day of the month, then back at the end of month, 30 days, for example, and his balance only 15, you have to enter there 15 days only. And once he back, what you would, we got him back and 30. Then what you, for this 15 days, what to consider as what? Absence or late or whatever?
What it is like, we get 22 working days per year that we can take. We can take them whenever we want. We have 2 days here, 3 days there, but regardless, every single month we receive the exact same amount. We clear our expenses or overtime. On the 28th of every month, we should be paid our salary, regardless if we were in Kingdom working or we were at home on vacation. Provided you don't go home for 50 days or whatever. You get a certain amount each year, 22 days.
Can we have a board here to do some example from A to Z? Okay, I will do it in Excel sheet.
This month, for example, I'm going back to the UK on Thursday for 2 weeks. So I've worked for 2 weeks in Saudi, and I'm going to go back to the UK for 2 weeks, but I expect to get paid for the full month, even though I've been on actually on vacation for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Before I go on the 28th of the month, I'll be paid to my Saudi bank account for the full month of April.
Yeah. In this case, you have to create new transaction. I will create a new transaction as per you were told. See, if we create new now for this employee, for example, our employee, suppose we'll go for vacation in this date, because we already closed his balance. I will give him for next year. His balance is 2 days. Okay, suppose he go for 10 days. Here I have to select in this this is May salary. I have to come here and select May salary, then the month of May, from the first day. That means once we generate the salary for May, okay, his salary will come a full salary, but it will differentiate between how many days vacation, how many days working.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. Just Control S and then submit. Once he back, just update the return date,
Yeah.
actual return date. It's clear now?
Yeah, yes, you get your full month salary, plus I can also see how many days guy actually took, so his overall entitlement that he spent 10 is the last 12 to go. This gets his full salary as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. But if he came in the specific, in the actual return date, that means he will get full salary. If late, we have to deduct from him this days with. I will back for the other transaction now. Yeah. This simple we take vacation from 5 of March till this day. How many days? I don't care. But suppose this employee came late, 2 months more, so he late 81. I will take action in these days to be considered as unpaid leave. And select the unpaid leave, this one, then update. System will create for us a new transaction as unpaid leave. See if I refresh, search for unpaid now. Yes, this one. O2, I think this is simply. No, this one. We have to focus on the employee number because I missed him now. Yeah, I think this is a transaction. Yes, this is the transaction. So system already create for him a transaction unpaid leave by 81. I need to submit it to get approval from the manager on it. If it approved, it will stop his salary for 91 days. Is it clear for you? Any questions in this point? Guys, any reflect back, any reflect. It's clear, huh? So, again, suppose in the employee, this employee already take his salary, he take his vacation from this date till this date as annual. To return him back, click on return date, update return. Then put here the actual return date. The days will come here, different days. You have to put it here and select the action what you need it here. And then update. Automatically, system will create you a new transaction for you. A new transaction, even sick leave or unpaid leave or absence or whatever. It's clear? This is the vacation return day. The same way, the same screen, we will find it in the end of service transaction.
The same case in vacation, we ask for a question.
Sorry? Yes.
If employee take 30 days leave in vacation, if he come back within 15 days, how can he do it?
Full vacation.
Because we mentioned end date is not fixed. How can we process his vacation?
Again, please, I don't get.
The guy came back early.
Early? Yeah.
But we take within that money.
Yeah. What system will do? You have to select now in return, select the specific date, and select add this days to his balance. System will increase his balance without give him any salary. Just increase his balance. Got it now? Any other clarification?
It's already paid, right?
Sorry?
It's already paid.
Yeah, it's already paid. I cannot give him twice salary in the same days. As per guys, system cannot give the employee two salary in the same period. If the employee get his salary for this month as a vacation, I cannot give him a salary again as a working days. It's not logic. I will increase his vacation balance by these days. Later he can take it. But in the same period, no way. It's not logic.
اول ستودنتس كان عندنا مثلا انت هتطلع اجازه تعمل اجازه داخليه يومين ثلاثه في الاجازه وحضرتك وانت عارف.
This is another thing. This is another thing. He talking about now encashment. I can encashment your vacation balance. Give you your vacation balance in cash, and you can complete the work. This is another thing.
بعمل اجازه مثلا داخليه 3 4 ايام ان انا طلعت اجازه مش اجازتي في وباخد من الاجازه بتاعتي.
I'm told you this is the encashment vacation encashment. You can get your vacation days as a cash and complete your work. This vacation encashment.
Do we have a process for that?
Sorry?
Do we have a process?
Yeah, I will tell you.
Thank you.
Next point is vacation end of service transaction. In end of service transaction, if I create new and go to general, I'll find the same screen but in vacation, in end of service. Just select the employee number, then the date. This is the start date for the employee, and end of service date. Today it will take today date as a default, and you can change it. Suppose this is today or whatever today. Then as per his contract he have 1 month notice period. So his the actual end date is 10 May. Okay. Then I have to select the employee status. Is it citizen or Iqama transfer or final exit or other? Let's select the Iqama transfer. Then I can see the setup and compensation from here. This amount compensation value as a termination. System will calculate it automatically, but you have to select that end of service type ID from here. End of contract, resignation, termination with cause, whatever. If I select the termination with cause, that means 0, without anything. Resignation system will give him also 0, because till now we don't complete 2 years. See? 4 months only. But if it termination, that means he will take this amount, because if the company terminate him, we should give him something. According to labor law calculation, system will calculate. Okay. how we can I can show you the calculation also from here. End of service. See, in the type of end of contract, system will calculate a half salary for the first 5 years. The remaining one salary per each year, per year. For the termination, the same. For termination with cause, 0. For resignation, some cases. From 0 to 2 years, 0. From 2 to 5, 33.34. From 5 to 10 till 10, 66.667. After 10 years, system will calculate for him a full salary per year. Okay, this is the labor law calculation. I will back again to the transaction. Guys, can you focus here, please? Then I can Control S to calculate the salaries. For sure, this employee have unpaid salary. Just calculate it will give you the unpaid salary. See, mashallah, how many amounts? Still not paid. System, what we could calculate, all of the salaries in system that not calculated for the employee. For example, I don't give him March, May, June, July till December. So I will give him, system will calculate for him all of this. If I pay him May, that means system will not give him May. Automatically will come. Vacation and ticket, this employee have balance per minus. So system will deduct this amount from him. Minus. If he have a positive balance, it will give him amount here. Tickets, you have two ways to give him ticket. Tickets means you are booked for him a ticket. Cash, system will give you the amount as per his contract, how many tickets in his contract and the amount directly. Deduction, it will show you here the housing advance, if the employee take in housing advance, to deduct it from here. Or the employee have a loan, or have an end of service deducted amount before. Suppose I take 50% of my previous amount in end of service, so it will deduct from here. Total will come here. مفيش حاجة بتعدي. Here we can find total earning, total deduction, then the total amount. I can add earning deduction here also. If I suppose I need to give him any bonus or any deduct from anything, I have to select from here earning or deduction, then give him 50% from his salary as a bonus. If I back, it will affect here. Also the deduction will affect here. Employee status, I already told you about this point, transfer Iqama, and you can select, if you give him final exit, you can select the visa from here. You can enter the visa details and select it from here. Reason code, what is the reason code? You can select it. Status, this is the status of the transaction. Still draft, still not submitted. And the journal details, once we post it to finance, it will come here. Notes, you can write the unlimited note here. From here you can check the unpaid salary details from here. This is the salary is not taken. Also you can check the loan details if the employee have a loan. Also you can put any development here. What development you can do it here? Suppose this employee have something, have clearance from finance and HR and IT. You have to put here this employee already clear these points. Just this status is this transaction is complete, whose get the confirmation from who for this employee just for who's the employee, get the confirmation of the signature, date, was today date, and what is the task type or task description, what confirmation from finance, he already finished all of his petty cash. Confirmation from IT, he already delivered his laptop. Confirmation from HR, already finished all his dues or whatever. Confirmation from his direct manager, already done his all of tasks, hand over or whatever, hand over to his colleague or something. You can put anything here, right click, view details, select. Then you can attach anything. If you need to attach the paper that get the signature on it or not. Okay. I can print it directly from here and select this if you need to show this all these details. The same report of vacation, some information, then the period, employee period, years, month, days, working days, and deducted period. Suppose this employee already take unpaid leave for 6 months and already deducted from his period. System will deduct the max the days more than 20. For example, we can put the limit. The unpaid leave, we can put a limit for the unpaid leave, 20 days, for example. More than 20 days, system should deduct it from his end of service period. So the deduction period will come here. End of service day, vacation balance, and so on. The unpaid salary, the earning, any deduction, any earning and the deduction, and the net will come here automatically. Okay. Can you terminate your employee, please? That you created? Now already finished all of the transactions in the employee, like overtime, salary, vacation, end of service, whatever. Now we will open the pay voucher to pay anything. What we can pay in the system. Under journal we have settlement voucher. Just create new and it will give you today day by default. You can change it, then go to voucher type. You can pay from system monthly salary, overtime, business trip, vacation salary, pay loan, pay repayment and refund loan. Okay. Ticket and vacation encashment that William asked about it before. Where is William? This. From here I can encashment the vacation and ticket.
Okay.
Okay. Just encash the balance, employee balance, without to give him any official vacation or whatever. End of service, business trip advance, earning and deduction, prepaid allowance. In this case, I have to do some transaction to pay it from here. So if I select some monthly salary now and select the payment type to be transferred, for example, by default it will give me the account, bank account, or you can change it also. Then I have to add the employee. If I don't have employee calculated, salary calculated before, I will not find anything here. So we already agreed before, every month I have to calculate the salary, even paid or not paid. Even I will pay it or not pay. Yes. Even I paid now or after 2 months.
Yes, because every month we need to close.
Yes. If I close the month without calculating the salary for one employee, I cannot pay him salary. So there are difference between calculate and pay. Now I came to pay. Okay. Just select one by one. or select all. Then okay. System will generate the employee payment for all of this employee once I submit and approve it. Just submit. It will go for the workflow. After approved, that means this if I back to the salary calculation, I will find it paid, checked for each employee after approved. What I can pay I can pay also vacation. If I select vacation from here, I will pay transfer, the same bank, add employee. I will find here the vacations transaction still not paid. Vacation transaction still not paid. If I select this one and this one and this one and pay it, if I open another transaction, I will not find this 1, 2, 4. Okay. Okay. Refresh. I will find it here. Suppose submit. Suppose I need to pay another vacation now, vacation salary. Add. I will not find 1, 2, 4. I find only 3 and 5 and remaining. The same if I need to pay monthly salary. There is no employee here because I already select all of the employee. If I will also check another thing. Loan, for example, transfer, add employee. We don't have. If I have transaction, it will come here. It's clear? Okay, now once this transaction approved, this field will appear for me to generate the journal, like we done before in the monthly salary. Post accrual, its system generate for us 6 journal, right? Here will generate from us a 1 journal only for each employee. I will open the tutorial. Control D. This is our to run the workflow fast, to be the workflow fast. Okay, can you test this point? To pay, but you cannot pay salary now because I already pay all. Try to pay vacation, okay? During you done the setting voucher, so I will just generate journal to see the result of this journal. It will send me a journal, 1 journal for this transaction, employee by employee. I will back to the payroll now. Under journal we have payroll journal. Yes, this is payment salary. If I open the lines, I will find the journal as each employee, from where this amount will came. This amount from where will came? From the journal that we already posted before. We already calculated the salary, right? Then it takes from expenses, basic housing allowance to accrual salary. Then now we'll take from accrual salary to the bank. This is finance, huh? I think it's clear. We have two steps for the salary. Calculate the salary from expense, basic housing, whatever. The credit what? Accrual salary. Then we'll go from the accrual salary debit to the bank. What's the bank account here? Yes. At the last one, you will find SAB. Yeah. SAB bank. This is the amount. And the same will done for the vacation also. But this for all employees, this salary is for all employees, one by one. And for the vacation, it will be only one or two employees, whatever you add in the transaction. So once we finish all of this, we have to close the month. How I can close the month? I will go down to periodic, pay group, then close pay group period. I will find here one transaction. And here I will find the remaining employees that not have paid. What is the state, the remaining? We have a couple of employees. This employee in vacation, so still not pay his vacation. And this employee has an active employee, don't get his vacation, his salary. Maybe already active after we run the salaries. And this employee incompleted, still don't have a contract. And this employee have contract and active without, but you don't give him salary, don't calculate for him salary. And the last one is incompleted. This is the status of all the month. If you miss anyone, it will come here. If anyone in vacation and don't pay him in vacation, it will come here also as a report. Okay. Then submit. You can export it to Excel also. Submit. If you submit, it has to close this period and open for you another period. But I will not close because I will do some practice on it morning. Tomorrow you will do some practice also. So just submit, it will go for the workflow. If the manager approve, it will close this status, it will change it to close. Guys, this period, this status will change it to close, and workflow status will be approved and create for you another period for the April, 1st of April till the end, and the status for April, it will be open and not submitted also. And every month it will be the same. Okay? Someone asked me about transfer. Who is there? Yeah, this one. About transfer in the same company, in same company.
Same project but different regions.
Yeah. In the same project means here company.
Yeah.
Okay. In the same company, we can transfer from employee transfer. Then we can create new transaction. Okay, put the description. What is the description of you? Just for information, why you need to transfer this employee to another project in Arabic and in English. Put any note. Then go for this transfer line. Add new. Put the number here. From this date, it will give you today date by default. You can change it. From this date, this employee will change it from all the data. This is the contract ID, and this is the big group, and this is the department. Here you can select another big group and another department. Okay. Another thing, financial dimension. This is the old financial dimension, and this is the new financial dimension. You have to select the new financial dimension.
So
then submit.
With new salary.
Just a minute. Just finish this one. I will back to you. If I submit, it will go for the workflow. If it approved, it will change it from this date to this employee in the same this data. But what you talk about salaries now. We already talked about salaries yesterday, how to upgrade it. So you can back to the videos because it's a big story. We will get back again to. Okay. Another thing, if the employee already changes from position to another position, we already talked about this before. By the way, I will tell it again. I will tell you again. I will back to human resource. You remember? Yes. Human resource, then update. Both the end date and create another one for him for another position, or go for a current position, another position, and start date for the new employee. I will show you now. See, this is the positions. And this, for example, this coordinator. Here, this employee, this coordinator, already linked for this employee from this day. I have to put end. I can put here end date. Once I update, then next day I can go for another a blank one. Like this is a blank, and add new worker and select our employee, which we already ended for another one. Got it? This is what we already done this the first day, just for your reference. So we have 3 types of transfer or change. Change the dimension and the big group and the department from transfer, change the position from position itself, change or update the contract from the contract, what I tell you yesterday. Any other questions? We are finished all of the payroll cycle today. Tomorrow, inshallah, our plan to run the ABD salary. ABD salaries. So any questions? Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll practice in a real transaction. Real transaction. So you have to be careful tomorrow, inshallah. Today and the previous days is the dummy data. Yes. Can you stop the correct recorder, please? Just the recorder.